What's up, everybody? It's Jason from Straight Edge Knives, and today we're going to be reviewing the TKELL Raider. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason from Straight Edge Knives, and as you saw in the intro, today we're going to be doing another review, and today it's going to be on the TKELL Knives Raider. Man, this thing is a awesome little EDC beast. We're going to get into this, man. We're going to just go through kind of some of the stuff that we would typically do with an everyday carry type of blade, because a nice Kydex sheath here. Let's go over some specs real quick with this. Got my cheat sheet on my receipt here. This comes in 80 CRV2 or AEBL still. So if you go onto the website and order this, you've got the option. You have the option of ordering this in either 80 CRV2 or AEBL. I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. I do believe it's a little bit extra for the AEB, but if that's the type of steel you're into, definitely it gives you the option. That's one of the things I really like about these TKELL knives is you got options when you go online and order. These are up for pre-order right now, and I'll have a link below. If you use that link, it'll help the channel out, by the way. But you get that choice of picking your steel. There's a ton of different handle scale colors that you can choose from, and you can pick your clips for your sheath, because it comes with a really nice Kydex sheath, slimline Kydex sheath, but you can get like a horizontal bell loop, or you can get, not tech lock, almost kind of like a ulti-clip type style clip, I believe it is. There's a bunch of different clip options on there that you can choose from. And so it really gives you the option when you order your blade of kind of making it your own for what you want it to do. But the blade's coming in at 0.165 inches thick. It's got a 57 Rockwell hardness. It's dual tempered with a deep cryo. And I'm hoping to get some more info on that from Mr. Tim Kell himself. I'm working on maybe trying to get an interview going. And we do that. I'm going to talk about that stuff because I'm seriously interested in like how that works. Like, what is that process? It is a T1C Nickle Boron Plated. As far as I know, Mr. Tim Kell is the only guy in the industry that's nickel boron plating his blades, giving additional hardness to it, coating, additional hard coating, I should say. Very slick, very smooth to the touch. So it wipes off and cleans up real easy, and gives it that a ton more extra corrosion resistance. That's just pretty awesome, you know what I mean? It's a 3.25 inch blade, 1.25 inch blade width, a 3.75 inch handle, and overall it's 7.25 inches. Now, some people would say, well, that's a little bit short for me. But Mr. Tim over there at TKELL, he did a phenomenal job designing this handle. I mean, for a small handle, this thing fits your hand very, very well. I wear XL gloves and mechanics gloves. I've said it, tons of times, but if this is your first time to the channel, there you go. Now you know. But I wear XL gloves, right? And so this is a small. The way he contoured this handle up with this slight little swoop here, it just fits. So my finger goes in this choil right here very nicely. And then as I come around, my pinky just wraps around that back little swoop there. And I feel like I have a full-size grip on this handle. I don't feel like my pinky's hanging off. You get that with some other smaller handle knives. You'll feel like your hand is like this, and your pinky's just kind of out here doing its own thing, drinking a cup of tea or whatever. So this TKELL, you grab it, your finger is on something, and it's comfortable. It's not sharp or jagged. It's nice and rounded here, and your finger just grabs onto that nicely right there, and it gives you that full-size grip. I mean, I'm holding on to this. I'm not afraid I'm going to lose it. But that 3.25 inch blade, it's not a super intimidating blade. You're able to come in and pull this out, pretty much anywhere you go and not scare the bejesus out of people. If, you live in an area where people freak out a lot. This would be a great option if you live in a state where you're limited to the size restrictions on this type of blade you can carry. Typically, I'll carry a 4 to 5 inch size blade on my hip. Along with a blade like this size, along with a folder. I mean, some people say, it's overkill, and I'm leaving out some of the other stuff I carry. But man, we live in a crazy day and age, and you just never know what's going to happen. And it's always better to have a backup to your backup to your backup, I guess. But I mean, that's a whole other discussion, and go into that. Maybe I'll do a video on that type of stuff. But I mean, this is just a great overall slimline package. The Kydex sheath comes in. I mean, he does a very, very good job of making this as slimline as possible, but still giving you enough space to do different mounting options. As you can see, this one came with a horizontal belt clip for scout carry, which is a great spot to carry because you got it down here like you saw in the video when I drew it out. You can draw it out with your strong hand, or you can reverse grip, pull it out with your weak hand. You know, and one of the nice concepts behind that is, let's say you're a CCW holder, right? And somebody's coming at you way faster than you can, you know, get to your CCW, and you have to turn your strong side away where your CCW is, and you have to try to fend the person off. You know, you can always grab it out with your left hand and, hey, get back, you know, and then gives you time to maybe transition. So that's kind of one of the nice concepts about that I like. Like I said, if whatever reason your right hand gets tied up with something, you can use your left hand, vice versa. So just something to keep in mind. But some people don't like scout carry. It is what it is. Me being a big guy, I got a big belly, guys. I'm fat. Carrying this in the scout position right here with the slimline sheath isn't a problem at all for me. I can't hardly tell it's there. When I'm sitting down, it's not stabbing me in my gut or anything like that, or jamming me in my leg. So it's very comfortable with the slimline sheath to carry. The retention is phenomenal. I mean, it's clicks in there. You can hear that click very nicely. This one, I do have just the tiniest bit of rattle in this one, but like some of my other TKELLs, I have no rattle at all. So I might just need to pinch this a little bit right here, heat it up, but that's not really that big a deal to me. So, but I mean, the retention is phenomenal. I mean, you got this nice sun wrap, you can push it off like that and get to your blade. So I mean, Tim Kell does a phenomenal job with his sheaths. Let's get into cutting some stuff. All right. So, yeah. Sorry, I always put my junk down here at the bottom. So let's get into this crappy poly rope, man. I mean, this stuff is phenomenal for working in wet environments and you know, stuff like that. But man, this stuff is a pain in the ass to cut. You know, it's strong, so it does its job. So that's why I like cutting this stuff, because it's a good indication of like cutting capabilities. If you think about it, this thing is like one, two. I got 3 strands wrapped together, and in those 3 strands are more strands. I couldn't even tell you what the layer count, but I mean, looking at this, it's got to be well over 500 of these little tiny strands all bound together. But so it makes it a kind of a bitch to cut, which is a good thing, I guess. You know, you want a strong rope, but you know, let's come in here. Man, look, I cut right through that. That's awesome. Look at that. Bam, look at that, man. That's one thing I'll give it, Mr. I always keep calling him Mr. I'm just going to say, TKELL Knives does a phenomenal job of putting an edge on these blades. And that's something else I want to talk to him about, because he says he has his own method of doing it, and I'm kind of curious how that works. But right there to that poly rope, no problem. Let's say you got to cut up some sort of hose, like this is a corrugated like pull hose, right? I don't know, you got to cut it down, make a makeshift radiator hose. You know, I can come in here, stab into one of these little folds, no problem. Just kind of turn it. I could have cut that all the way. I didn't want to come here, but you can make yourself a nice cut. Like let's say I had to make, you know, this chunk this long to make a makeshift radiator hose, and a shit hits the fan situation. I could cut in and do a nice precise cut, and you know, be able to hose clamp this thing down. And come in here, cut it down even more if we need to. Just doing a nice little slicey cut, just like that, no problem. The old propane hose. This thing is small yet deceptively strong. It's reinforced with some sort of, I don't know if that's like nylon string or whatever it is, but I mean, the stuff is pretty tough. I mean, they don't want it to rupture on you and cause an explosion, so you know, it has to be. But yeah, to come in here, you can just do a nice little slice, bam, cuts it right there. Had to come in, do a push cut, cut that in half, no problem. Right there, cuts it off, no problem. Didn't suspect that would be an issue, but how's it stab, Jason? Let's see. Well, it stabs deep. Now, I'm coming in with the overhand. I do have my thumb placed over the top like this. Now, some people say, well, hey, doesn't that hurt your thumb with that spiking? No. TKELL Knives did a fantastic job of actually having this rounded off enough to where when you push your thumb over the top, so you know this joint right here, your joint right there actually kind of goes right over the top of that. Your thumb rests right here on the flat spot, and it just gives you that extra umph to stab in. Check this tip out. No problem. It's a little windy here, guys. That's some junk I have blowing around. But no damage to the tip. There's nothing going on with the edge here other than a little dirt on here, which is wiping right off because of the T1C coating. So there you go. I mean, stabbing, no problem. I like doing this. Catalog here. This is probably about a 1/2 inch thick. Let's see what type of penetration we can get here. We'll come over that overhand stab chop again. And the tip is just right there. I can barely feel the tip. So I went pretty much through this all the way at least to the tip. Let's give it another stab. Yeah, again, I got the tip. I mean, I'm almost going completely through getting the tip almost. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would say that's completely through, but I got the tip to go all the way through to the other side. So, I mean, obviously it's got some stabbing penetrations. Check this tip again. No problem. I mean, I wouldn't suspect it would damage the tip stabbing a book, but, you know, we still like to check. Now, let's say you're out camping, your big chopper, you forgot it in the tent when you went on your hike, you twisted your ankle, you're stuck there for the night, you got to make a feather stick to help start getting a fire going. I don't know. I like making scenarios up. So we're going to come in here and easily, oh yeah, this feather sticking nice. Now, I'm no bushcraft expert. I'm no expert at making fire sticks or nothing like that, guys. I can make one and it'll do. Is it the prettiest? Nope. But, you know, I can come in here and make one. I know I say that a lot on my videos, but I like to make sure that you guys know I'm telling the truth. But this is very comfortable. Like I said, you got a full grip. I can put my thumb on the back here to get that kind of that extra leverage so I can rock the blade in here if I need to. You know, I can come in and do some thinner slices. Get off some like nicer shavings if I wanted to. Or if I had to come in here and make my camping vampire steak, you come in here and do that. This is not a good stick for making a vampire steak. But we want to go with a thicker one, right? So you can come in here, do off those shavings. There we go. Just like that. Hope I'm not hitting my mic. But you can come down and make your vampire steak, or if you had to, you can kind of choke back just a little bit on it. Do some real light, kind of real light chops if you need it to. Now, it's not a chopping blade, obviously, but you could do some real light kind of chopping with it if you had to. Which will, hell, let's lead us into the, well, can you baton with it? It's not a batoning knife, guys. It's not. So this is a, how big is this thing? This is a 3/4 inch like wood dowel. So I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to take this seasoned piece of almond wood and we're just going to give it a few whacks. There you go. Kind of broke off there. These wood dowels will tend to do that on you. But if you had to come in and hammer through, you can. I mean, you can see it hammered in cleanly until it broke. I mean, but again, you're out in the woods. Damn it, you got to split some more wood down. You're just too many big pieces. I wouldn't suggest going with anything really bigger than this, but we're gonna do some batoning here. We're gonna put this little guy right here. Got my other piece of seasoned almond wood. Oops, I kind of got into the guard right here, so. There we go. So if you had to do some batoning with it, you can. One of the other nice things, well, I don't want to say it's a nice thing, but when I'm doing that test, not only am I testing whether or not I could baton, but it's also, I'm banging right here on the edge of this wedge right here with this tip, and there's no damage at all. I mean, again, is this a batoning knife? Is it made for that? No, it's not. But it, you know, shit happens, man. You may have to do that, and I just want to show that it does have the capability of being able to do that. But I would suggest that it's definitely pieces around this size. I mean, you're not going to be doing a full log. It's just not. You're just not going to have anywhere to hit to do that. So, you know, obviously make sure you're doing pieces that are within somewhat reason. If you had to do that, I don't recommend doing it. If you have a bigger knife, please use that. But hey, it is what it is, right? So we like to show off some of these capabilities. Man, good old fun extension cord, man. I mean, it's a tough test for a knife. It's got copper wire in there. It's like 3 different strands plus a sheath. You know, if I had to come in here and maybe chop, I'm going to do a little chop here. Oh, there goes one piece. There goes my other piece. There goes another piece. So you do a little chop if you had to. You're not going to be as precise with that. So let's fold this over and see what kind of, oh my goodness, that sliced right through that. I did that with another knife and I had to like work it a little bit, but look at that. I was able to slice right through those 3 copper wires and all the sheathing. That's pretty impressive. I like that. That's surprising. I thought I was going to have to work it a little bit, you know. That's cool, man. Huh. I love it when shit surprises me. We got cardboard, right? You know, a lot of people, their everyday carry, you know, they work in a warehouse or something. You got cardboard and stuff that you got to break down. I mean, you can come in here, just do your slices, cut your cardboard down. I mean, it's a knife, you know, we expect it to do that. But hey, if we got to, we want to show that off, right? Because that's what people use it for. Emergency situation, you know, you wreck on your bicycle riding to work, and you think you might have a compound fracture, and you got to cut your pants away. You know, you come in here and cut your pants away, check out your situation, make sure you're not going to bleed out. You know, cut up strips, make yourself a makeshift tourniquet if you had to. Let's cut these pants here. So this is a pant leg. I mean, obviously I've shredded it up a little bit doing some of my other testing videos. So let's about time for another one, but let's pull this sucker in half right here so it's nice and thick. And this one I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a sawing motion, but hey, who knows, maybe it'll surprise me. Let's twist this out here. These shreds are separating on me, so we'll come in here and oh my goodness, look at that. Almost, it was one more little slice and boop, I would have sliced right through that. But there it is. I mean, a lot of thick denim. You can cut through that. You might have to work it a little bit. If I would have had a longer edge, I think I could have easily like swiped all the way through that and gone through it. But you know, this is designed for EDC carry. This is designed to be carried in environments where you may not want to have a giant blade, or again, laws may restrict you. But this is going to be a capable EDC blade. It's easily concealable, like especially if you're scout carrying it and you don't tuck your shirt in, nobody's ever going to see it there. You could put the ulti clip or one of the other pocket clip options that TKELL has available on the website where you can pocket carry this. I mean, this blade is, I mean, you can easily come in here and just drop this in your front pocket if that's the style. Nobody's going to know you have it. You can put a vertical clip on here and carry it vertically on your belt. I mean, there's just a ton of different options for carrying this blade. And it's such a versatile little EDC blade. You can get a lot done with this for what it is. And it's pretty amazing. I mean, this thing is super slicey. I mean, the edge is still... The heat treat that... I seriously really want to interview Tim Kell and talk to him about his heat treat dual tempering this cryo. Because, I mean, I cut through that wire and I don't feel any type of rolling. There's no glinting. I don't know what he's doing, man. But on the mercenary video I did, same thing. The edge is still super sharp. And I'm really interested to find out about that process. But, man, this thing is, again, I really love the fact that I get a full handle, a full grip on this. It's just enough. It's just a good EDC knife, man. It's just so comfortable. I mean, you can carry this all day, reverse grip. man, he just kills it with these handles too. I mean, look at that. This grenade grip that he calls it, where he puts these scallops in here. It fits your fingers. It doesn't create hot spots. He's got these lashing bolts, as he calls them. I mean, you can run paracord through here and have a lanyard, or if you had to lash this to a stick, you could do that and make yourself a makeshift spear. Um, it's just a really good blade. Guys, these are up for pre-order right now on TKELL's website. And the first link below will actually be a link to his website. So it's tkellknives.com/straight edge knives. If you use that link, it will help my channel out, which is awesome because it'll help me bring you guys more content. Mr. Kell sent this to me to check out, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, he sent this to me. I'm not just doing this review because he sent the blade to me. I've always been upfront with anybody. I've only had a couple of people send me blades. Everything else I've bought. And I've always been upfront with anybody that sends me a blade. If I get the blade and I'm handling it or whatever, and I don't like it, I don't think it's going to be a good blade, or at least a good blade for me, I'm not going to do a review. If I didn't like this blade, I would not do a review on it. I would have just said, hey, thanks. It's just not for me. I'm not going to trash your product. I won't trash anybody's product. That's just not me. Because I don't like this blade doesn't mean that you're not going to like it. So it's not fair for me to trash it and then turn you off to it when you may have loved that blade. It may be an ergonomics thing. It may be a style thing, something like that. So I'll just always be upfront and honest with you guys. If I'm going to do a review on something, it's going to be because I like it, not because it was sent to me, not because it was free or anything like that. It's going to be because I like it, and I think it might be a good option for you if you like it. Trust me, I have some blades in my house that I bought. I mean, that I have not done reviews on, because at the end of the day, after I got it, I was not really that happy with it, or maybe I really still like the way it looks, but the ergonomics weren't what I thought they were going to be, or stuff like that. So I just don't do videos on them. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't. So that's where I stand on that, in case any of you are ever wondering. And I am really liking Mr. Tim Kell. I think he's a very, very, very nice guy. He's been super. I've been talking to him. We've been working. He sent me this blade. He sent me a mercenary. I fell in love with it. I fall in love with this blade. And there we are. You know what I mean? That's where we're at. And trust me, I have a blade that I bought from him that's coming soon. It was a pre-order. It's the Striker. I have that coming soon, and when I get that, I'll probably wind up doing a video on that. But if I get it and for some reason I don't like it, I won't do a video on it. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm always going to be upfront and honest with you guys, because if I'm not, then you're not going to watch. So thank you for watching. Oh, almost, man, we're dragging this video on. I almost forgot I was going to do some size comparisons. Stand by really quickly, and I will pause the video, flip the camera angle around so you can get a better look at this knife and see some size comparisons, and then we'll cut it out. Stand by. All right, we're back here, guys. Let me give you a nice closer look at this. I believe this is the Woodland Camo G10 that he uses. Like I said, you can see those very nice scallops. They don't create any hot spots. Gives it a really cool look. Got it up here so you can actually come up here and do a little pinch grip, or if you had to come in here and do some skinning. Nice finger choil. I mean, just again, let me give it up close look. You can see my finger comes right there, my pinky comes right over the end, and just gives you that full size grip feel, which is awesome. So for size comparisons, I know this is a folder, but some people may not have other fixed blades. So this is a Civivi Conspirator. So as you can see, for folding knife, it's actually bigger than this TKELL Raider. We get in the closed position. I mean, there it is. I mean, just a quick reference in case you don't have a fixed blade. I don't have a ton of blades in this size range, so I only have a few options I think that kind of match up with it. We have the Tops Knives VTAC Patriot. As you can see here, kind of size-wise comparison. again, you're getting kind of a full-size grip on that, just as you are with this, with the TKELL Raider. So, but kind of give you some size comparison options, if you will. Next up, we have the Tops Knives Bull Trout, which I would say is definitely a little bit on the smaller side, but it is more kind of a smaller handled blade as well, as you can see. Getting some thicker handle scales with Bull Trout. And then I think the next one, this last one, is the one that would probably closest match up to the Raider, would be the Tops Knives Cat. You see they're kind of similar in size, but the handle differences are the big thing. Thickness are about the same. But if you have a Cat, then you can kind of get an idea of what the size of the Raider is. So for size comparisons, that's kind of what I got on that. But see here, again, it's very, very cool. I mean, there's like 15 or 20 different options for handle scales, guys. So, I mean, like I said, you can really customize it, which is really cool. So there it is, guys, the TKELL Raider. Again, utilize the link below if you're interested, or if you want to check out even some of other TKELL knives, please utilize that link. It'll really help the channel to help me bring you guys more content. I also have links to, yeah, that's it. Oh, to TKELL's Instagram as well. So check him out. He's got a lot of cool content on YouTube as well as Instagram. So I'll have those links below there. Thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. You guys stay safe, stay sharp, and sound off in the comments below if you got anything you want to say about it, or got any questions. Please, I try to respond when I can. Thanks again for watching. Stay safe, stay sharp, and we will see you next time.